Hello, viewers. I'm SB.
And I'm Amabel.
Your microphone did not like that at all.
And I'm Amabel.
There you go. You just gotta.
Yo,
I'm sorry. I know that you want to come at it with more showmanship than your equipment wants to allow. You can fix that. You can tell your microphone to just let through exactly what you do.
I don't know how to do that.
All right, we'll figure it out. So this guy. Welcome back to
Guy.
Total War Warhammer Amabel School, where this guy is a problem. Mazdamundi
Yeah.
looms over the Shrine of Sotek and is going to take it, and that's sad for us.
Yeah. Do you know what this guy's deal is?
Yes. What do you mean?
What? So you have the faction, and the faction has
Uh,
its deal, and then each leader has like their own
oh,
faction special deal.
I don't know what Mazdamundi's like subfaction stuff is. I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I do know that he himself, as a unit, is like an extremely powerful wizard, and I think he has access to like a lot more spells than most spellcasters do. Oh, hey, look, this is helpful, sort of. We can see the unit list and stuff for his whole faction, but it does not give us explicitly his special stuff. But we can see here, like, he knows the Mazdamundi here that we are accessing. We can see what spells he knows. So he knows like Apotheosis and Harmonic Convergence, lots of big time buff spells for his army. He has the ability to stop the rampage of his men to
Okay.
recool their blood, which is kind of cool. We're not really doing anything on this front this turn, though. Yuambo is finishing his recruitment. The Isle of the Crimson Skull is still building stuff. So, does this building... Okay, so this city has been declared a fortress city. All military and defense buildings have improved effects. I did not realize that it was going to add an extra effect to each of the recruitment buildings. But when it says all military and capital M military means the red buildings. So like our powder magazine is giving bonus ammunition, and our celestial tower I think that's more effects than a normal celestial tower. Can we preview those effects? No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, like when we mouse over the forge. Well, I guess this is not in the city. But that's interesting. The recruitment buildings are also getting bonus stuff. I thought the Fortress City bonus would just be for the defensive buildings. They don't seem to be huge bonuses, but it's still nice. Okay, so Junshu needs to exert pressure. Like I said, we had to take stuff away. We want to punish them for their foolishness. Easy, decisive victory. Let's just chomp that up. This is mine. Got ourselves a tax collector, which is fine.
Celestial ancestors.
Where are we at here? We're almost finished with the big box. So I don't know how often we're going to actually have the Winds of Magic. It seems like a lot of the areas around us have pretty low, have had pretty low, like pools, and the spell is very expensive. But I'm very curious to see it like at its peak because it is so expensive. What could it possibly be doing that's worth all that money or all that magic? So this is part of a 2-building region. That it's just this and Nongchang. And then Zhanxi and the Celestial Monastery are another region. And is that all of their stuff? Yes, that is all of their stuff. and it's all like backed up against either mountains or people who like us very much. So I would really like to close all of this,
Right.
and then we can start thinking about other things after that. We also have a landmark available here at tier 3, the Standing Stones. Stones that represent the powers that might be, from which great strength can be drawn. So growth, research rate up, and melee attack up when fighting evil, effectively. Forces of chaos type stuff. That seems like a fine building.
Yeah.
For right now, we have a training camp. We have a training camp in Shangwu, but we're already outside of Shangwu. Like, we're already in a position where we'd be recruiting from the global pool. Do I want to maybe, instead of letting all of this recruitment happen,
I expect loyalty, efficiency.
so we could pull in a unit or two of Jade Warriors while we're standing here. I could like fold up some of these peasant long spearman units that aren't going to heal quickly. Like, let's say we combine you two,
Okay.
and yeah, merge you three
The
together.
dragon-blooded.
Okay, so now almost all of our peasant melee troops will go back to full,
To serve me
and
is
we'll
a
just
privilege.
jam 2 Jade Warriors in to help us fight the kinds of units that we're fighting in these armies.
Okay.
Because the peasant long spearmen are not super well suited to fighting Kuthean units, honestly, for the most part. So that side's going well. That side's going great. Over here, I guess we're just waiting for Yuanbo and the buildings and everything. It feels like it would be kind of foolish to upgrade the Shrine of Sotek because I expect to not be in control of it next turn. One of our caravan leaders leveled up, which is great because it reminds me that the caravan system exists. Do we need to send somebody out? We do. We do. Jishan Bailey just finished the job. So, assuming that we load up maximum cargo, what looks good? Frozen Landings, 4,400. 6,200 to Altdorf.
Pretty good.
Yeah, Altdorf's got to be quite a long run, though, right?
Yeah. And
It's
how
a
much of that?
9-turn journey, and a lot of
Yeah.
it's... Well, actually, I was going to say a lot of it's going to end up being the same roads we just used, right? But actually, no. A lot of it's roads that go further north. Because we had taken a path
Okay.
that looked like this before.
Right.
It's still like a fair amount of medium stuff, and the roads right around here, of course, are high because this is where they know the caravans are. But it is revealing a lot of new stuff. If we wanted to just go to Frozen Landing instead, it is 3 turns less.
I mean, that's kind of your call there.
I think I'm going to go, because Altdorf and Nuln are both so high value and they both sort of branch off the same thing. I think let's do Altdorf and then we'll like veer off and do some other stuff, and then we can come back and do Nuln
Yeah.
when the heat dies
And I mean,
down
and
a
we're
little.
gonna have another caravan going out in a couple turns too. So
What was
Yeah.
the world like in the Celestials' time?
What do you mean?
Was there life?
That is the caravan. We just sent out the caravan.
but isn't there one that's returning to the capital in 2 turns? We have 2 caravans, don't we?
Yeah, but we only have 1 slot for running
Oh,
caravans.
okay. I didn't. Okay, is that something we upgrade with the tech tree?
That's a
then?
great question, actually. I don't know. I haven't seen upgrades for that. We've just been
Maybe
cycling
it's a
through
building
it.
thing. Yeah.
I will not have a
Um,
day
Okay.
missed.
And then we're starting to get not this. We're starting to get enough tokens back to think about what we want to do with our next stone action. So like, obviously there's some value in just declaring a commercial district somewhere and continuing to stock up. Faction creates 4 random magic items or ancillaries. That is probably it. Rush construction is kind of interesting, but we probably do just wanna get a commercial district. In part because I'm curious what the function of the new buildings is.
Exist together in
So
Right.
I guess for the moment we're just done. We're just watching.
You have a proposal? We are willing to hear it.
Any chance you guys are willing to join the war now? You know, it's getting closer. That's still a no, but it's much more thinkable now. So once Yuambo's our army has these gunner units, is that going to be enough for us to take on Mazdamundi? You described my military style in an earlier episode as cowardly, trying to couch it as a compliment, I believe, but
I don't think I didn't quite say coward. I think I said you were concerned with the preservation of your forces.
yeah, you related it to a particular general, and then said, that many
Who
people
was known
kind
for
of
preserving his forces, not so much for winning or for fighting battles, but for preserving
Yeah.
his forces.
Yeah, you called me cowardly by the law of replacement, right? It was a very careful maneuver.
I don't actually think coward. I mean, I will argue that McClellan was many things, but I don't think he was cowardly.
Okay,
He
all
was
right.
timid in some way.
Oh, timid is worse. All right,
was
hold on.
careful.
We've been offered a defensive alliance here. So let's talk about the terms of this, because I think this is the first time this has come up. Defensive allies are sworn to protect each other if war is declared on one of them. It is useful to be on friendly terms with a faction before requesting an alliance. Defensive allies can coordinate their military efforts via war coordination and can also construct outposts, gaining limited access to each other's units. So, this is true and very cool. You can, if you have an alliance with somebody, you can gain access to a certain number of their units in your armies, which I've always thought is really rad. I'm really a big fan of this sort of mixed roster stuff. That said, I don't know that I think it's tremendously valuable to be in a defensive alliance with Marcus Wolfhart at this moment. The most important thing about a defensive alliance is it means that if you each pledge that if someone declares war on one of you, the other one will declare war on them immediately. But it does not mean that you will be at war with anyone who is at war. It is an agreement that refers specifically to the act of declaration. So if we were to get into a defensive alliance, he wouldn't be at war with Mazdamundi. We wouldn't be pulled into his current wars. That being the case, I don't think we actually get anything out of we're already at war with the people that we might be afraid to be declared on by, and so is he. So we're not getting any sort of but look who my friend is defensive effect out of this. And it looks to me like he's losing a war badly right now. Right? Look at all the land that belongs to Bordelot, some of which I'm pretty sure was his. So I'm pretty sure that all that happens here is if we get into a defensive alliance with him, it's going to piss off Bordelot, they're going to kill him, and then they're going to have a negative feeling about us. He's offering 300 gold, which is not enough.
It's not very much gold.
Also, let's talk about how Mazdamundi here just did not attack the Shrine of Sotek.
No,
he
because
just floated around.
You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna wait until you upgrade something, then he's gonna come in. Maximum spite.
I bet I could get them to spend some gold. Ribbit. Is that racist? Is that a slur?
I don't think so.
So this actually kind of matters a little bit. I don't know if you saw this. Shenji Yong ran over here and destroyed that ogre clan that we were recruiting mercenaries from, so no more ogres
Oh.
for us.
You still have your ogres from before?
Yeah. But we
Okay.
will not be able to track back over there and grab new ones, which is a shame.
Yeah, what a jerk.
Dragon-blooded Shugunga.
Okay, so we're looking pretty tough except for our units. Our units of ogre bulls are taking a lot of damage in most battles, and we're not letting them rest long enough. I mean, I think it behooves us to attack Nongchang, but it is a little dangerous. I think I'm gonna knock this building down and replace it with something else. We got the value out of it in that one turn, letting us
Lord
bring in some new guys. Notice we're recruiting units at a higher rank now, due to various bonuses. So that is nice. It's nice to have them come in with some extra stats.
Yeah, the ranks just increase their stats, doesn't increase their
Right, you can see here
abilities.
exactly what it does.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it even shows you what it does on the stats that you can't see ordinarily. It's like accuracy's up. It's like, what was the base value of my accuracy? How much is plus 12? Yeah, hard to say. There are too many hidden stats, in my opinion. So let's step up here because we don't quite have vision of Nongchang just yet. Looks like there is no army in Nongchang. He's got to be mustering somewhere, but it must be back here. In the hills behind, we can see Miao Ying, the storm dragon, who is the leader, the legendary lord in control of this faction. We can also see a pardon me. We can also see a big ass Skaven army. What's going on back here?
You are bold. Yes. Or foolish.
So you guys are at war with the northern provinces, but not the Jade Custodians. I guess I should what I should do here is click on the Jade Custodians.
Snitch is such a cutie. Look at those big teeth. What a toofy boy.
He is a toofy boy. There's no way around that. Okay, so you're at war with the Jade Court and also the Blessed Dread. This is a faction of Dark Elves. I have no idea where the Blessed Dread is. But apparently they've had some negative contact. Well, I guess I'm just going to push Nongchang. Jeez, it has a 17-unit garrison. Yeah, he's been pretty serious about upgrading some kind of defensive. Yeah, here we go. Cannon emplacements. So his towers are shooting cannonballs, and that's ugly.
Master of Feng Shi.
Well, we're going to assemble some siege gear. If we have 12 labor force available per turn, we can get a siege tower in the first turn, 2 battering rams in the second turn. I mean, the garrison of this city is not unimpressive.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Jade Warriors. They got some 4 units of crossbows.
And while they're under siege, they take damage, don't they?
Yeah, if he were to ride out into the field and just try to field combat us, I'm not sure that I think we win this.
Well, let's hope he doesn't do that.
Yeah, we can hope that he's foolish enough to just
They need some death.
get sieged out. See, what's interesting here is we have found their mustering army. Gongling Chen here is trying to put an army back together. And here indeed is Lokir Felhart, the legendary lord of the Blessed Dread.
Aboard the tower of blessing.
He wears this sick golden kraken mask.
All right.
These guys are pirates.
We'll bring order.
Dark Elf, the Dark Elf faction has a strong sort of naval component. And look here, Felhart, I guess that's his thing. He's just over here in this in the Immortal Empires.
Okay.
So that's interesting. So they're under direct threat by a person that they're at war with
I reign enslaved.
who is strength rank 14, no less.
You in the latter.
Not a joke. So presumably he's got more armies somewhere. That's interesting. We may see the custodians unable to fight back against us just because they're getting chewed on by a superior force from the other side. That's basically just like luck
Fight in
for us. We didn't know about that. We have nothing to do with it. It's just a thing that's happening to them.
Move like water.
Okay. So that's interesting.
Sucks to be them, losers.
It does suck to be them losers. We get to grab a greater arcane conduit here, so spell mastery and considerably faster power recharge. We are now as wizard is getting. You can finally finish Bandolier, although it's not like you need the ammo. Honestly, it's not like you need the ammo. Maybe we should be picking up other stuff. Your melee attack is good. It could be better. I think we'll just like lean in the direction of make it better.
I bear
All right, so we're still hemorrhaging money,
they serve
Yeah.
but we have a reasonable bank now. We have a while.
celestial commands.
We have just now finished the Celestial Tower, which gives us the ability to unlock Astromancers, research rate up, hero action chance up for everybody, and we can get some lions now. Let me
The Emperor's architect.
have a look at the lions. Actually, it might be easiest if we... Can I pull up the unit cards from here? Okay, they're going to make me do it this way. So, we have this Jade Lion. This is the kind we already have. These guys are just like generally okay monster units, right? 5,800
Yeah.
HP puts us, I think, considerably south of the HP held by like a dinosaur type unit.
Trusted
Yeah, you can see these guys are at 7. These guys are close to 8,000.
Ah,
But the Bastillodon does not hit nearly as hard in like beast to beast combat.
okay.
It does have guys on its back throwing poisoned missiles, which will make up for some of that.
master of the meteor.
What do the other kinds of lions do? The Jet Lion looks quite similar. Its melee attack silences and lowers the physical resistance of enemies. Huh.
Is silence a can't do magic kind of thing?
Yeah, honestly, I've not seen the silenced effect before. I assume that's what it does. That's really something bizarre. And it has the ability to reflect projectiles for 18 seconds twice per battle. That's also a thing I've not seen before. It negates magical weapons within the area around it, and has bonus spell resistance. So it's kind of like anti-magic, anti-ranged. What a weird creature. So this guy's got those pretty good attack stats. This one is definitely more defensive. There are some fireworks going off outside, of course, because
Yep.
So apologies for the degree to which that's hitting the mics.
I did go ahead and look that up, and silenced prevents spell casting and ability activation.
Ability activation. Okay, so that's interesting. And then we have access to the Celestial Lion here, which is an 85 speed, 65 charge bonus lion, which obviously is for like disrupting people from behind. It has a fearsome roar that not only lowers enemy leadership, but removes immunity to fear and terror from enemy units. Which is another thing that I've never seen before. These Cathaya units, they have a lot of colorful abilities. And then the Astromancer here is just, it's another kind of cool hero unit. Taught magic by the dragons at the Celestial Court. So, I do think we probably want to recruit an Astromancer. We have access to some stuff here. It is a shame that we needed to recruit so many armies so quickly, because it means we're not going to be able to take advantage of all these Lord recruit rank bonuses. Right? Like, wouldn't it have been cool to recruit people with a couple levels on them already? We could fall back and grab some other stuff. Upkeep down for yin units, which is like basically all of our ranged and the crowmen, is pretty significant for us. Drill training is fine. Vigor loss reduction for Jade Warriors is probably something that's worth going back for. If we were pushing forward through dynastic finishing, what are we looking at? Range and armor piercing damage up for your crossbow units. Melee attack up for a lot of units. Melee attack up for a lot of units. Okay, I mean, it does seem like the bonuses in this sort of onion are a little bit stronger than the last ones. So yeah, maybe we do want to just keep pushing forward.
Even now, we learn.
And when you have a chance,
Mm-hmm.
for me, can you look at the city that we launched the caravans from? And
Yeah,
because I'm going to assume that it's a building, wouldn't it be if it's not in that tech tree?
probably not.
It did not seem to be in that tech tree.
No, it's an element of the faction.
Okay. Well, we'll figure out how to.
I'm assuming it would be a tech upgrade that would increase our active caravan value.
All right.
Anyway,
Okay. Sorry
what are you sorry for?
for distracting you from your what you're doing.
Let's go have a chat with Bordelot real quick. So Bordelot is pretty annoyed with, you can see almost all of Bordelot's negative feelings toward us are based on the treaties that we have with the Hunts Marshals. If they do successfully clear them out, that stuff will fade over time. I sure hope they don't declare war on us. What I do not need is an enemy to the south. And it seems like they got their own problems down there. So Mazdamundi is out here just kind of like by himself, or not, or there's he's trying something sneaky. Maybe there's another Lizard Man army in ambush mode nearby, and he's trying to bait us forward into trying to take him 2-on-1.
Right.
Although I guess right now he doesn't know Lei Tang is here because Lei Tang's ambush mode is still active.
So many dragons. Though it is forbidden.
I don't know. So part of me wants to do here is sail Lei Tang forward to the Shrine of Sotek.
Yeah.
We could. How expensive is this? It's not a huge investment, but it takes 4 turns. Never mind. It wouldn't happen. I was going to say, if we level the Shrine of Sotek up, open up a slot, and then start building a defensive structure in it, then we can kind of force him to make a decision. Because if he lets us build a structure and then we slide an army in, it'll probably get strong enough that it'll be hard to conquer. I'm really unsure here, and it's possible. The whole point with me, where I was going, with bringing up you comparing my military style to McClellan, is I might be being overly cautious here. I have certainly been accused of it in the past.
Who has accused you of this?
It has happened. Would you stay focused? So it's possible that jumping in the water here and just like pressing him is wise.
Yeah.
Through me.
If we wanted to hang out and recruit some more units, now that we have like access to these guys, next turn we will finish the powder magazine, which will give us access to crane gunners and grand cannons. Cannons might be awfully useful, actually. Cannons are really good against just, massed melee and monsters. But
Yeah.
we're looking at 1 turn to finish building this building, and then probably 2 more turns to recruit the cannons, right? Do we want to just hang out back here and let them muster and whatever else they're doing? Where are they at relative? So they're looking pretty similar to us in total power right now. Again, keep in mind, this means that they have this amount of power in this theater of war, while we have approximately 2/3 of our strength in this theater of war. So we are disadvantaged if it looks even.
All right. So let me bring another element into your decision making. Okay.
Okay. All right.
'Cause we are recording this episode on Fireworks Day, and it's gonna be playing like 2 weeks from now,
Uh-huh.
and so we won't be recording another episode for at least 2 weeks. So you have to have a battle this episode. It'll be a cruelty to me if you do not. So
An interesting point, I suppose.
you should go attack the lizard. Maybe wait a turn or two, but we're getting a fight.
I am sure they plan for us all.
So 2837 with 60 armor and 10,000 health
Many dragons.
versus
It is forbidden.
like these guys at a pretty medium rank, 2130 with 9,000 health and 40 armor.
I hope one day to see the world.
We're actually not that much less tough than a Saurus. Not nearly as much as I expected. How long does this army have Methlen's Blessing? We have 5 turns left on that big physical damage resistance bonus. You know what, Amabel? Maybe it's time to rock. Maybe it's time to
Serve from the front.
push them. Okay, so for recruiting a hero, we have access to Astromancers now, and we can have up to 3 of them. I don't really know what an Astromancer is or does. And for some reason, it doesn't show you their combat stats on these pages. It shows you their page as a unit overall. 5 attack, 15 armor, 10% weapon strength. That seems quite significant. Although, obviously, so does 5% physical damage resistance. The thing is, I think these are like wizards, right? They were taught magic by the dragons at the Celestial Court. So I don't know that you really want melee attack on them. It may not raise their melee attack to a point that matters. Let's take tactician's always going to be good. And let's actually see what one of these things does. I recruited an Astromancer, which buffs our Astromancers very... It says your Astromancers have been greatly improved. This is not a very significant buff.
The magistrates can watch.
Okay. So 40, 25. Honestly, like, that's a fairly high melee attack for a wizard type unit. Okay, and they have access to the what's it called? The School of the Heavens.
Okay.
Which is fine. I mean, Chain Lightning is a great spell. Harmonic Convergence, which is just like a big melee competence buff for your units, is a good spell. They get to ride a Great Moonbird eventually. A Wujing
That's
War
pretty
Compass
good.
at level 18. I don't even know what that means. There's a lot of compasses in this faction, you know?
Yep, they're very compass heavy.
So the thing is, right now, honestly, I don't know that I want to put this guy in my army. Yuan Bo's army at least doesn't need him. He's probably going to go in Lei Tang's army, then I guess, because that army doesn't have a caster.
Okay.
But we just spawned him and he has no movement on his first turn.
Have a day wasted.
So do we just both push to the Shrine of Sotek? I think let's do it.
The court of the dragon.
Move upon my order.
All right, you actually get in the settlement.
Servant of the dragon.
A thing I've not been paying attention to is that the Shrine of Sotek is really suffering on control, and it was -6 before we just moved an army in there, or -5 maybe. So he may have been just hanging out trying to get it to rebel.
The celestial commands.
Maybe.
That's rude.
March for your rations.
So I am allowed to just launch the attack.
Azir, celestial wind.
Is there a reason I wouldn't do this right now?
They think you're going to lose.
Well, keep in mind that that meter is not right. Right? Remember how fucked up it was before?
I've seen the meter. Yeah.
Imminent.
I am actually going to try to just launch the attack. Let's see if he. Oh, he doesn't run, and it says decisive victory. It is our territory, so we get our ancestral warriors, which is cool.
All right.
Yeah, I think right now, like our peasant long spearmen are tough enough that they're actually going to hold the ground against the Sauruses. And that's not a thing that's always true, but the Methalen's blessing is coming through big. And we did get them that armor buff and stuff. We have the gunners now, so we can shoot, hopefully shoot the dinosaurs, shoot into the flanks of the enemies. If we hit auto-resolve on this, it's not even going to cost us any units.
Yeah.
But I hear the disappointment in your voice.
You got a bunch of new toys. I want to see you play with them.
Okay.
I want to see dinosaurs. I want to see what.
All right.
I want to see how dinosaurs do.
So we have this scarecrow banner, which is not, I think, very compelling. -8 leadership to all flying units within 55 meters, enemy flying units within 55 meters of whoever holds the scarecrow banner. They don't have any flying units. I'm not bothering to equip it. Yeah, all right. This is a situation where I think the auto-resolver probably will outperform me on casualties. Is part of the reason that I am a little hesitant, but
You
you're
want
right.
to go ahead and do that?
No, yeah,
then?
this is for you.
Okay.
We're gonna fight it
Thank you.
manually
You're
because
so-
Amabel
you're
wants
so-
to see all the cool shit happen. It's also, it's
for
good for the
me.
viewers and stuff. But people want to see cool shit happen. So, keep in mind,
Mhm.
we have 2 reinforcement troop sets coming in, and it probably behooves us to wait for them.
Okay.
The dinosaurs might march on us to try to prevent it. They don't have any ranged units to speak of, so I'm not really sure what their optimal play is here. It feels like they're just kind of in a bad spot regarding our reinforcements, because they certainly can't come at us fast enough to stop the reinforcements from happening. So a huge amount of this battle is going to come down to the man himself. We should not discount his Saurus Scar veteran either. This guy is a pretty terrifying cavalry unit. 77 charge bonus. He's got +10 versus infantry, +30 versus large. He's got 115 armor. Like he's scary. That said, he only has bronze shielding, and he's a large unit, and we do have all these guns. And so that is certainly going to factor into how things are going to go for him. But if you want to just get a look at what we're up against here, critter-wise, Sauruses with their big, like, Maquatl-style weapons, right? Units of skinks with their javelins. They do have ranged weapons, but this is kind of like a goblin ranged weapon situation where these are not killing weapons; they are poisoning weapons for the most part.
Okay.
just spreading debuffs and making our guys crappy at combat. We got some more melee weapon focused skinks. They're cute more than anything, not a real huge threat. Yeah, and then the Bastillodon, which is, look at him. Look at him.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Look at that.
Try not to hurt him too much.
Oh, we're absolutely going to shoot him until such time as he is dead.
No.
There's going to be so much.
No.
There's going to be so
Thank
much
God.
gunfire in this battle. This was your idea. We didn't have to
I
be
know.
here.
What have I done? What terror have I wrought?
So keep in mind now, our new firearms core is direct fire units, and so we do need to play them differently. But like I was saying before, I don't actually expect the lizards to come over here and fight us. I'm just gonna kind of set up, and we're gonna see what they do. All of you back here. Yeah. I'm not expecting them to move up on us.
I will risk 1,000 more of your lifetimes in this struggle, never shirking my responsibility to fight.
So we are we're charging as quickly as we can out of the pool. All of our various bonuses. He's gonna go try to find his position. Oh, I left the Long Ma Riders out there. And yeah, they're content, I think, to just wait. Although they are moving back and forth a lot, which is kind of weird. All right, here come our reinforcements. And I believe that's everybody. Okay. Everyone on the table. We got a lot of bodies. So, let's grab this unit of melee. We're just going to make them block one. Block one's advance in, like, here. I'm gonna have to do some significant, like, block arrangement just to be able to keep these troops straight in my head.
Yeah, when I play the Pharaoh one, I often like put my units into blocks. More often it seems than you do, which probably is why I'm bad. I don't micromanage as much, which is probably why I lose so many battles.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people find my style kind of frustrating. Okay, so another thing to note is that you can only have 40 units on the battlefield at once. If you have more than 40 units, the excess will just wait off the field, and then like the first time we lose a unit to retreat or death, we will have another unit of archers run in from the back corner here. Not a big deal in this case because the garrison plus our second army like almost exactly equaled the space left over, but it is a thing to think about in terms of there's an important thing to think about in terms of greater like 3 army battles and stuff, especially because the way it works is you will get the whole first army because they start on the field, right?
Yeah.
And then you will get interleaved units from all of the other armies. It will take like the first army out of reinforcement army A, the first unit out of reinforcement army A, then the first unit from reinforcement army B, and so on until it's got one from each, and then it'll take the second from each. And so you end up with the units that are at the head of the armies. And if you see the way the game naturally arranges armies, that means you tend to get all of the melee before you get any of the ranged from your reinforcements, which is almost always exactly the opposite of what you want.
Yeah.
So that's the thing you got to be very wary of in those larger kinds of engagements. So I'm going to mark out our Air Force here. And then we just got our big character type units. All right, so this is going to be tricky because we are basically going to have to approach them. Gunnery armies really don't want to be running up on people generally. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, how do I want to... Okay, you guys to here. The gunners... And we're gonna have to make room. The gunners are all direct fire, obviously. And that is going to complicate things. Character core, just kind of get over here. I'm including the Jade Lion as a character. In the sense that it is a big unit that does...
Yeah.
It's a big unit that does character type damage. Now we don't have to... They have a lot of really good anti-large. So you have to be pretty careful who gets to engage with the lion. In particular, we got to keep their Saurus Scar Veteran away from it if we can. Okay, they're starting to move around in response to my move around. And I kind of don't think... I don't know that we have a play here that isn't just to march the melee lines forward, right?
Yeah.
So, once everybody's, like, kind of lined up to the field, I think I'm going to advance kind of offset here. I would like to try to drag them out of position, and fighting near trees is disadvantageous for us. We have the range advantage. We want as much open sky as possible. We also have the flying unit advantage. So let's move our two big melee lines like this. We're going to... It's pretty hard to guess ahead about the positions of the ranged units, particularly the positions of the guns. Character core, I'm just going to have the characters kind of run to the middle. And hopefully this will keep all of our units within range of somebody who has the opposite harmony, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Against this army, our Air Force doesn't really have like a soft target to swing around and go after, you know?
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, we have been able to...
Gate master.
You guys are getting a little far out there with your incredible speed. In a lot of cases, we've been able to sweep behind enemy lines and, like, you know, do some real damage by dropping on archers or whatever. They don't have anything here that isn't just it big and punch. So we're playing the it big and punch game. And these guys will probably be used for just, like, rear charges on closed melee units. Also important to remember, Yuambo's a dragon. Let's all, together, not forget Yuambo's a dragon. And can dragon should the need arise. Although it does feel like he might be better off as a melee unit for a lot of this fight. So who's up to see a cannon get dropped, comet get dropped on these dudes? I probably want to wait until they're not moving. I'm a little worried about... It says huge explosion area. Large strike area, huge explosion area. This doesn't look all that big, and so it makes me think that it's not drawing the full explosion. You know?
Yeah.
And I do worry about that in terms of blowing up my own units.
Understandably.
What I would like to do, a strong military commander, you can, this is in the famously, from the journals of Zhuge Liang himself, a strong military commander does not drop a comet on his own spearmen. 80% of the art of war, and indeed all Chinese military strategy, is just like, I have spearmen, what to do? And one of the higher ranked pieces of advice is not drop comet on them.
No, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty solid.
80% of Sun Tzu's advice boils down to feed them, make sure they have food, and I don't want to sound like I'm laughing at him or calling that irrelevant. And that's important. Make sure they have food. That's right up there. Oh, let me remember to toggle off skirmish mode, toggle on guard mode for all of my units. There's a way to set these defaults, and I just haven't changed it because I'm spacey. As soon as we get out of the episode, I'm like, on to the other, I don't know whatever's next in life. They have done a weird sort of like, I don't understand how they're rearranging here, and it's making me a little nervous. I don't like when I don't know why they're doing things. But I do think it's time to just push. I do think like we're going. So I'm trying hard to, you know, fuck up the surface to surface contact here. I'm trying hard to make it a little uneven, but they're in position to see us doing that and move in response. There's not a goddamn thing I can do about it. All right, so our Celestial General has this big defense and physical resistance area augment that we want to be pushing all the time. So we do want him like right up in the shit, meleeing people alongside the kids. And yeah, you guys are just, we're all gonna figure it out here. Pretty live. Expect micromanagement.
Sent by the dragons.
So I don't know why these guys are moving in front of everybody, but we're gonna see if we can't get some free shots in off of that.
Order and balance.
March in ordered ranks.
Wherever I am needed.
Yep, basically just shredding that unit of skinks to pieces.
Order and balance.
Okay. Good initial shots. These skink cohorts have shields. Their sources, basically, none of them have shields. So I do think that we probably want to focus on the sources. The sources are also just like a much higher combat threat.
Right.
So let's focus on important units and sources. Part of me trying to do this in two pieces, and look at the way they're trying to like wheel their melee back so that they're fighting in the shade a little bit. Don't care for it. Part of me trying to do this in two pieces is that I'm trying to get this like broken. Can we go to the tactical map here? I'm trying to set up this like broken shape here that will allow our gunners to fire into the slot between our two fronts.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
But I don't know how effective that's really going to be. It feels like one of those things where like it sounds cool in your head, and then you try it, and it gets all of your dudes flanked, and everything is sad forevermore.
Well, I'll tell you what. This reminds me of many of the battle plans of George Washington.
Okay.
So the thing about George Washington,
history nerds know how much of a hilarious burn she's putting on me right now. I do not.
No, it's not. It's not. George Washington, operationally quite good. In battles, he drew up very complex plans with lots of moving parts. And then they almost never worked because he had these people going in like 4 different columns converging at a point at a time where, you know, you didn't have radio communication. You didn't have synchronized watches. You had like the daylight hours and whatnot. But what George Washington didn't have that you do is a pause button and total control over where your units go and who they fight.
None dare stand in my way.
So I feel like
Also exogenous estrogen.
we don't know that for sure.
We have reason to believe that he
Yeah,
did
so
not
I
have
think-
access to exogenous estrogen.
I think that this kind of thing is something that, a Frederick or a Napoleon might do, and they were better battle commanders than Washington. But again, they also didn't have total control, and you do, and so I feel that I feel like doing something like this that sounds cool, you're more likely to pull it off than would be the case historically. And maybe one area where I feel, as cool as this toy box is, where I do feel sometimes that it falls a little short of the kind of military battle simulation stuff, is how much control you have over it.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
There's
So
a
see,
series
here we go. Like you can kind of see the shape I'm trying to get
Yeah,
opening up here. And like theoretically, these guys getting met by our units here will just be taking a ton of fire into their sides. And I'm gonna have them guarded by the lion, who will hopefully be in position to do horrible things to the people who get in the middle. If we really get pressed, we can drop our ghosts in the gap, and
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Try to lock that up.
Spy master! There we serve, like a winter storm!
Okay, so we've got a bunch of armies met now. I'm trying to figure out like where's the place I want to do the comet drop, because I don't remember how cool it is. I don't think I've seen a maxed out comet in at the very least quite some time, and I would like to see it. So I'm going to drop a comet right here, and we're going to hope
Alright.
that it doesn't completely annihilate all of our spearmen as well. Good luck,
exciting. I'm
everyone
excited.
who's not me.
All right.
Now this one, remember, is a... Oh, our archers are too far back. We're not getting harmony bonuses on our spears. I gotta fix that. You know what? Let's get all the gunners. We can shoot at that Scar veteran over pretty much everything. Let's get the melee troops. They need to be... Or the arrow troops need to be up further because we need our bonuses. And let's start swinging around the birds. Although maybe I wait until the comet lands before I swing the birds around, so that I don't accidentally get them fucking shot by an orbital laser. This guy was running around because he wants to be engaged in the melee, so let's get him engaged in the melee. When I use this, it affects allies in range all. Okay, that's quite a large area, actually. So, like, we'll drop it right here. You can see the comet strike area up there.
Executing orders!
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, a little bit of friendly fire, but and it's worth noting our units are immediately surrendering. But boy, it fucked those guys up pretty bad. Was that was a unit of Sauruses and a unit of Skinks? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll take that. Okay, our man is in here. He is fighting Saurus warriors. He is doing his work. Let's go ahead and activate his sword here. I'm going to nuke the combat stats. I think I can reach... Yeah, we can reach quite a lot of them with this transmutation of lead. Mostly what I'm concerned about is depowering the Scar veteran,
Right.
who we are trying to arrange fire on. Can I get these spears? I wonder, because he's tall, but he's not like super tall. Yeah, he's not sticking up enough for us to get, I think, as much fire on him as I want with the guns. Same with the Croxagores. You know what? All right, maybe the guns are better. Let me... Can we hit the Bastillodon, maybe? I might need to I kind of need to reform them, I think, because the way they grouped up trying to shoot the Scar Veteran. We're going to need more of an open field. So I'm not really getting the best benefit here from my ranged, as I keep having to sort of rearrange them because I'm screwing things up here. All right, Mazdamundi himself only has 32 melee defense. He's got poisonous attacks. He's pretty tough. 60 armor, 800 barrier plus 7,500 health. So he's like a Halo style shield. Is that blue bar?
Okay.
Magic HP. I'm debating like whether it makes sense to try to send the lion just through the lines at him, basically. I think the answer is probably no.
I mean, that would be entertaining.
Yeah, but I think it results in the loss of our lion more than anything else. What I might want to do, actually, do Croxagores have anti-large? They have bonus versus infantry. Yeah, what actually might be the better thing to do with the lion is to have it charge through the opening here and rear end these Croxagores. So the Croxagores are the big hulking alligator men. They're going to fuck our dudes up real bad. They are large, so our spears are naturally good against them, but also it's not going to be enough. And in fact, we're kind of just getting overwhelmed here. Actually, maybe the thing for you is just to charge forward into these units right here. Yeah, our line is spread a little weird. Okay, I might even want to drop the ghosts into the gap here, just to... You guys are going to need to... Okay, so they're trying to get in contact here. Let's pull these guys back this way. And you guys can focus on... I guess these Saurus warriors. Just do your best. Alright. Lion's got to get in there because somebody's got to get in there.
Gate Master. For the Dragon Emperor.
So they have a cool dinosaur and I hate it.
Never conquered.
I hate that their dinosaur is so cool. I am sad. I am
hate cool
feeling
things.
I am
I
feeling
understand.
overmatched, and I like to be the one who's overmatching people. Let's drop some buffs in this area. We could throw up a Jade Shield. I probably want to save Emperor's Executioner until it's actually going to kill something.
Right.
God, our units are fucking... They are devoted to surrender, if nothing else. Okay, so we're breaking some stuff down here. We kill a unit of Saurus Warriors. Our Celestial General is fighting this unit of Saurus Warriors kind of by himself, not really winning. Trying to focus on them. Oh, those are Temple Guard. He's up against the one unit of Temple Guard they have. So Temple Guard are like sorcerer, they're like Saurus Warrior plus, just like better than a Saurus Warrior in every way. I think it's time to bring the Air Force across. We're doing okay over here, holding our own against a skink cohort. But yeah, in general, I think this melee is actually going kind of badly. Let's use the ghosts. Let's try to break things up a little bit here.
That's a ghost noise I made.
Never conquered. Move as we.
So what I really want to do is get them in on the Croxagores, but we're gonna have to chop through some Saurus meat before we can get there.
Yeah.
Okay, we have broken that unit, so let's turn y'all around. I mean, do I want to send some peasant spearmen at Mazdamundi? He's definitely better in combat than they are. You know what, you guys go flank this skink cohort. Let's try to get that down quickly. And y'all need a new focus. The Temple Guard do have shields, which is part of the reason I didn't focus on them initially.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to... Actually, Mazdamundi's in arrow range. I'm just going to rain arrows on their wizard for a minute here.
Well, that's fun.
Let's see if we can force him back. We got another unit over here chasing fleeing guys. It's probably not actually necessary. I appreciate your vigor, but maybe come home. And I want to make sure, like, we have all these characters, but we have actually like a surprisingly small number of abilities between them. All right, how is focus on this bastard going? Mazdamundi's definitely too far back for us to get the guns in on him. Okay, here come the air troops. Now I want to get a good charge out of the long mob because they're very, very powerful in this way. Ooh, actually, if my man's gonna come forward like this, maybe we subject him to some charging, actually. The Crowmen have really bad defense. We don't want the Crowmen fighting something that's fighting them. We want them punching people in the back. Like, hitting these guys is perfectly reasonable. I think I'm going to drop the Longmaw Riders on that unit. And we're going to take these Empress Crowmen. We haven't really used this capability of them yet, but remember, these guys have a couple of grenades. So I'm actually going to fly them over top of some of the healthier units here, and we're gonna just soften them up a little bit with some explosives. Trying to minimize friendly fire as always. Like now. Seemed like a surprise at the very least. Okay. Pretty good. And then... yeah, recharge these guys. Seems like they're going down. The Bastiladon has broken through a little bit, and our guns are now, like, pretty disarrayed for shooting at it. They're trying, but... okay, once again, I'm gonna withdraw and reform the guns. It's really hard to get them to stay in, like, tight firing formation. They try to be clever with their positioning instead of just, like, remaining in the blocks.
Okay.
And we're having problems because of it. This unit of Temple Guard is totally beating our ass. Mazdamundi is out of shield. These guys have anti-large, right? No, not the peasant long spearmen. Yes, they have considerable anti-large, so we don't want to use the lion to fix that problem. The lions actually have been doing great work here. I think the lion's gonna just have at Mazdamundi. I think that's where that's at.
Your leader there. That's your leader, right? That's really low on health.
Well, no, that's like
one of your
the leader.
heroes.
Yeah, it's the leader of the secondary army, which I'm like trying to put gently that I kind of don't care if he dies.
Oh, okay.
It is not of great consequence if he dies.
Fall back! Cathay needs me alive! Never
Cathay needs me alive, he shouts as he runs.
Defend the realm!
Okay, so we're managing to break people down on this front pretty good. Chasing through. Yeah, this is really good news. Their middle has kind of fallen apart. They're, I think, winning up in the forest and down on this edge, but we still have like all of our ranged, and they are running out of ability to. They are running out of theoretical counters. All right, you hit them in the flanks. You keep doing what you're doing. We've kept this Saurus Scar veteran locked up in the middle of a bunch of peasant spearmen the whole battle, and he's actually having a lot of trouble getting work done because they have so much melee defense when fighting large things, or they have so much advantage when fighting large things. Those guys are broken, so let's get the Long Wall Riders back up off of the ground.
Stone and steel.
All right, the gunners are... There we go. A proper gunnery front on a dinosaur. It is hugely detrimental to be that size when the enemy has guns. Okay, so that's a unit of guys permanently broken and a unit of guys permanently broken in the sense that they're dead. My Jade Lion has gotten caught up on other units and is allowing Mazdamundi to get away. I think this is probably the thing that the Longmaw Riders are on next. Don't let that guy get away. He's having a really hard time. He doesn't move very fast. Movement speed of 32. He's having a really hard time just getting out of tracking of the arrows, you know?
Yeah.
And our Lord has defeated all of his combatants. So I guess let's go chase Mazdamundi.
A better position!
Let battle commence.
Defenders of Caravan! Jade Dragon moving!
Get him!
You know what? He is getting the Emperor's Executioner.
Good lion.
He's starting to think this battle was maybe not a great idea. All right, let's get a little bit of fire out here. These guys are coming to Mazdamundi's rescue, they think. Now they're reevaluating that maneuver. All right. The man has fallen. The boss has fallen. And the dinosaur is dead. Their Saurus Scar veteran is alive, but narrowly. I'm going to try to withdraw my melee from this area. Give you a cleaner shot. We still have some bombs. That's a pretty cool ability.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harmony!
I think there's not a huge amount of stuff here that we like desperately need to chase down.
For the Emperor!
Master of meteor!
The most important thing, of course, is making sure that
Sword!
Mazdamundi himself died.
Harmonious!
This is not one of those situations where it's like, but we could leave him with full health and then kill him quickly at the beginning of the next turn. As a spellcaster, of his skill level, he's like tremendously dangerous if he's alive at all. So it is for sure the thing to just make sure he is actually dead. Let me try to make sure that these Sauruses aren't getting away. Alright. Magical net of Amintok is upon them. Stabbings for everyone.
Well done, sweetheart.
Thank you. I mean, it was a battle that was going to go our way, like just raw numbers wise. I needed to get over the fear. I have the fear of losing an army.
Yeah, it's a good fear to have. You don't want to do it.
Okay, I think these guys are massacred enough. They were running and they were still like half health. I didn't want them to be at half health if the army survives.
I think you did a good job managing your losses too.
Yeah,
Also,
I tried to confine the worst of the losses to the second army. I feel bad about that, but like, yeah.
Got one kill. He didn't do much.
Well, it's hard to say because he has a lot of buffing magic, right? So he was increasing the stats of his other units. He got one kill directly, but it's hard to say exactly how much of the rest of these numbers are because of him. We did not get as much work done on our gun crews as I would like. I did not manage them correctly, in my opinion. But they sure did kill that Bastillodon. So we managed to hold on to... we didn't take that many extra casualties in the second army. We managed to hold on to a lot of our bodies. We managed to not lose any units, which is important, of course. Try to keep the experience accumulating. And you got to see there just a little bit of the effectiveness of massed handgun fire, especially against dinosaur type units. So we've got probably a few turns before Mastamundi can be replaced. Right, he is wounded now, and so we got to use this time. We got to get aggressive with this time. Got ourselves an engineer's knapsack from him. So. Bonus ammunition and the ability to replenish ammunition to nearby allies. It's like a bag of holding for bullets. Let's take the replenishment because this army needs to be able to continue pushing. We also got a sword of striking. Okay, leadership aura size plus 25% for Yuan Bo as on account of defeating Mazdamundi. It would seem that the Lizard King can't always do everything. Winning, for instance.
Sick.
And we are becoming an assured assailant. Unfortunately, they retreated into the heavy jungle. Yeah, we can't actually get over there.
Tell the soldiers.
It costs a lot of movement to move in that area.
A fine addition to my armor.
You're probably fine to just hang out here and replenish. At this point, I do think we can probably afford to upgrade the shrine. This is our moment. Oh, hold on. He got 2 skill points. What do we want from you? We probably just like blue line it.
That makes sense to me.
Attrition down. Maybe control, actually. Well, recruitment costs are rarely like... Recruitment costs are such a low percentage overall of... let's make him good against attrition.
You would turn down such weaponry.
Relative to the other kinds of costs you are always paying for armies, it feels a little silly to lower recruitment costs. Okay, so we have leveled up enough to get access to our personal, fancy skill line that the legendary characters got. So, the Celestial Court controls the Wizards of Cathay, and one never plays their best cards too soon or for the benefit of others. What does this mean? I have no idea. But if we take this, okay, +5 hero recruit rank for Astromancers. It's a shame we hired our first Astromancer before that. 20% cooldown reduction to all spells for this army. Yeah, not bad. And this is all working us toward +20% spell intensity, which is a pretty good buff. Ooh. Ooh, look at that.
I mean, that's pretty good.
That's a lot of juice in your own territory. Okay, Isle of the Crimson Skull. So part of me wants to upgrade the floating pyramid to tier 3 so that we can get this building up to tier 3 so that we can get access to the other Jade Warriors that we don't yet have. But we do already have, like, at this moment, I think maybe I want to save growth for the main settlement. We'll get our more specialized stuff. The High Sentinel being leveled up means we should probably get access to our iron. A little bit of straight income, a little bit of income for the trade routes. And out of curiosity, no, okay, they're not even down to take peace. I was like, would you trade me your capital for your survival? But no, they think they're going to win the war. So fair enough. It is important not to get, overconfident. We did not really do that much to them in terms of their, like, lowering their overall strength. And the same question here. Do we want to focus our growth solely on the capital? I think so. Yeah, especially with this landmark building. Yeah, okay. And Shangwu will probably be the building that gets marked as a trade quarter, a commercial district, whatever it is. So I think I'm going to not upgrade any of the rest of this stuff. We probably don't need to upgrade the conscription field. We should, at the very least, though. Build in access to the grazing pastures. Oh, hell yeah. That's a bunch of growth instead of sales of the trade good. There are some factions for whom the trade goods are just like, this is another thing you can add to your trade contracts. And there are some factions that get more specialized bonuses based on what exactly the resource is.
Okay.
And we are mostly the former, but it's nice to see the growth bonus here from the pastures. Okay, so with that, done upgrading here. I think that finally marks the end of that turn. So I guess I'm really curious to see what this army from Jiangxi is going to do. Because theoretically, if they leave Jiangxi to stop us at Dongchang, the Lokir Felheart will just take it from them. Yeah, I don't know what Mazdamundi, like, I thought for sure he was going to take the Shrine of Sotek, and if he's not going to take the Shrine of Sotek, what is he doing just hanging out on the like what must have been directly on the edge of its zone of control.
I mean,
See, now he
nice
wants peace.
coastline.
Here's the thing. I would do it. I would, but you're gonna have to give me see, I can't even ask for it because it's not adjacent to our border. Yeah, I'm afraid that's not where we're at right now, friend.
Yeah.
I have no great lasting enmity, but you have something that you can't have anymore.
Have you considered, it was a nice little coastline. He was on vacation. He was on vacation and you came in and started fighting him.
Oh, actually, you know what? I bet I do know a little bit what happened. So
Yeah.
we got the garrison as reinforcements. Wow, check out this dude. Check out Aldebras Leonardus over here. We got reinforcements from the settlement garrison in that battle, right? So that means he was touching or inside of the zone of control of the city. You cannot move into or out of a zone of control except as part of an attack action.
Okay.
So I think what happened is he came up on shore naturally inside the zone because of the whole shore in that area is inside the zone. And then he couldn't move away from the city because it's kind of a weird, it feels a little bit hacky. It's kind of a weird thing you have to do where if you're inside, if you end up inside a city zone of control and you want to just leave, what you have to do is right click on the city to go into siege mode and then press the abandon siege button and your character will back up outside of the zone as part of that action. And he was trying to move away but literally couldn't because he was inside the circle. So if we just take the Pyrrhic victory here, we lose our melee core, but we hold our ranged. We lose the ogres, and that's a shame. But I honestly don't know that we win this if we fight it manually. I think that they are over. I think the auto resolver is doing its classic overestimating the ranged thing here, and because we have more range than they do, we're winning on that. So I'm going to take the auto resolve.
Yeah.
That's a desperation move, I think, because they had that army get pushed out of the other settlement by Lokir. That's great. That's wonderful for us. So that's gotten us in control of a third province. The Thunderguts faction has been obliterated. Ogres, lovely. The Blood Guzzlers also going down. Ogres all over the world having just kind of a tough time.
On a bad day, yeah.
We've gotten access to a Jade Blood Pendant. I need to go through, like, we have a bunch of unequipped items and a bunch of characters with slots open. Though fashioned from a flawless piece of jade, most who gaze upon this pendant soon find themselves looking away in discomfort. It gives 10 points of 10% bonus HP, causes 2 points of vampiric corruption wherever the character goes, but it gives them the hunger. They are healing constantly as long as they are in melee with enemies. It's pretty interesting. Okay, Satang the Watcher. Who watches the Watcher? From an unknown vantage point, a legendary colossus gazes over the Eastern Empire, paying close attention to the dragon's trials and tribulations. It is said that whenever war is waged righteously in the Celestials' eyes, the one known as the Heavenly Bowman leaps across the very mountains to aid those who display adeptness in marksmanship on the field of battle. Thus, those who fight skillfully for the greater good of Grand Cathay need not wait long to meet the greatest of her towering sentinels. The eye of the Watcher is upon you. Okay. Well, that's one of those things where it's going to happen whether we want it to or not. We don't really have to focus on that. What did we inherit here? So we inherited a functional defensive structure and basic gunpowder. Obviously, I would love to get the pastures going here, and I think without the growth from the pastures, it's going to take quite a while for us to level this up. So I might want to demolish one of these buildings. But maybe...
Child of the Nile.
Well, I mean, we already have a bunch of ranged here. I know they're not guns, but we don't need the guns so much against the other Cathayans. I'm going to put this on the chopping block before we end the episode so I don't forget to do it.
Okay.
But I'm going to replace that with the pasture building so we can actually grow this region. I wonder if Lokir is going to be a problem for me too. Because he totally might be. So anyway, that was a tremendously productive episode.
Yeah.
There, what used to be Mazdamundi's army has retreated to the Maku Peaks, where we will follow them, of course, and do horrible, horrible things. We've sort of broken their strength for the moment, based on them asking us for peace. We can see that we are now represented as like, what is this, like 60-40? We're probably, it's probably pretty close now. My guess is they have one more stack somewhere. And like our relative strengths in this theater are probably pretty close together. Which is not necessarily like, it's not a sign that we can go wild, right?
Yeah.
We have to remember they have 5 settlements. They have a lot of economic power. And I would totally be willing to tap out and let them survive once we get Hexawaddle. But they'll probably, they'll remember that. That'll be a thing we'll have to keep an eye on. I just don't know that we can successfully prosecute this war all the way to its end, and we have other things to do, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, for the moment, I think that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Amabel, did you enjoy your
Yes.
spectacular guns versus dinosaurs battle?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, my suspicion
You are a delight.
Thank you. My suspicion is there's going to be more of that in the future. So, when you come back next time, we're going to continue pursuing a bunch of dinosaurs through Hostile Jungle. Can't see what could possibly go wrong about that. And attempting to consolidate our holdings in the east and hoping that the Dark Elves don't turn on us when we have our back to them, which I'm sure they can be trusted not to, right? That's... who would ever? A Dark Elf? Perish the thought. So, come back for that, and we'll see you then.